third-generation family farmer from Athens, Wisconsin. This is my son, Riley. He's only 8 years old, but he knows something's going on in the country, so he had to be here. I'm honored to be introducing Bernie Sanders. It was a little difficult for me to be here today. We're actually hosting an event on our farm with the Historical Society on the history of maple syrup. And I can assure you, I'm not here because I think Vermont maple syrup tastes better. In fact, my wife, who's an agnostic Jewish socialist from New York City, was a little upset, but she understood it. At this point in history, she is the second most important agnostic Jewish socialist. So she told me I had to be here. And I'm here because I'm a part of this political revolution that Bernie Sanders is speaking to and giving voice to. Often in my life I have protested the economic and foreign policy of the United States. But I still believe in the American dream. We have a successful family farm in Athens, Wisconsin. I believe like we are living the American dream. But that was not built out of our own bootstraps. That was built in part on quality public infrastructure, quality public education, land-grant universities. And a couple of years ago when my wife quit her job to farm full-time with me, she quit a good public sector job with good benefits, and for 6 months, we qualified for food stamps and Medicaid. But that was not some big government to fear or be ashamed of. That empowered us to achieve our farming dream. That liberated us. To me, that was good socialism. And this campaign to me is so historic. It's not just another political campaign. Bernie, by saying what he says, by standing up for what he says, is rewriting historical dialogue about politics and giving us a future to believe in. In the face of 100 years of Red Scares and McCarthyism and confusion and delusion, Bernie Sanders is clearly and unabashedly standing up for this. And what frightens elites in this country is not necessarily how big the government is, but it's about who the government is serving. It's about who the government is serving. Can you imagine how many small businesses would be liberated by single-payer healthcare? Can you imagine how much potential would be unleashed if UWMC and UWSP had free tuition? Can you imagine if the minimum wage was a living wage? This is what's inspiring about Bernie Sanders' campaign. This is why we're getting behind him. And you can call his ideology whatever you want. It's really based on a set of values. The values of loving thy neighbor as thyself, of serving the least of our brothers and sisters. Knowing that everyone's life is equally important, and we deserve to be represented equally.
Wow.
And it's this idea of using government to build and broaden power with people who have been excluded from power that has put Bernie Sanders on the right side of history his entire life. Whether he's working to desegregate housing in Chicago as a college student, whether as a Vermont politician he's standing with family farmers in the face of corporate agriculture, whether he's standing with union workers against trade agreements that let capital go wherever it wants but we're left in the rust, or when there's 100,000 of us in Madison, 1 million of us in New York and DC, and 1,000 of us on the 400 block of Wausau protesting the Iraq War, Bernie Sanders is not making an opportunistic vote in favor of the Iraq War. He is loudly opposing the Iraq War because he is on the right side of history. And this Tuesday, let's be on the right side of history and